Hi, I'm Gemma O'Hanlon, dietitian and nutritionist at Port Innovation. I have the privilege of travelling across Australia to visit our heroes, the growers that grow the produce that Australia and the world love to eat. Now, you might have seen one of these before. This is a custard apple, but I don't think you would have seen a red custard apple. So I'm heading up to sunny Queensland, Glasshouse Mountains, the best part of the world, and I'm talking to Daniel Jackson, custard apple grower, about this guy, a red custard apple. It's a breeding program that's going on at the moment, and it's a program that's been running for over 20 years.
My name's Daniel Jackson from Jackson Agricultural Company. We grow custard apples and macadamias here at the Glasshouse Mountains in southeast Queensland. What is a custard apple? It's very hard to explain. It's neither an apple nor does it taste like custard. Me personally, I describe it as a sweet tropical flavour all to its own. It's nice and juicy. The texture of it, it's different. People say it's sort of a smooth, creamy texture to it, but yeah, the flavour, you have to try it to actually get a feeling for it or a taste for it. We're a small emerging industry, so I find custard apples a very exciting fruit to grow. The trees themselves, you can experiment with them, you can manipulate when they set flowers, you can manipulate the size of the fruit. We've got some projects funded through Port Innovation. One is the elite varietal trial, so we're trying to define species that grow better than other ones, grows bigger fruit, sweeter fruit, looking at different coloured and different shaped fruit or seedless fruit. I think the custard apple industry is an emerging industry. It's been around for a while, but there's some fantastic prospects within the industry. One, with the health benefits of the fruit itself, it's firmly in that superfood category. High in vitamin C, high in dietary fibre. We all know how important dietary fibre is for gut health. So we're looking to value add it and dehydrate the fruit and make it into a flake, which you can then further roll down into an alternative to sugar. So it's exciting, it's an exciting industry.
Well, that was so interesting chatting to Daniel about how he grows his custard apples. So now let's get into this recipe. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this papaya, slice it in half. It's actually quite easy to cut, believe it or not. And there you go, look at that. So I'm going to remove the seeds. So I've just taken the seeds out of this papaya and now I'm going to pull all these ingredients together and make our delicious smoothie. And the key ingredient is this guy, the custard apple. And talking to Daniel, these red ones, they're not available at the moment. Unfortunately, you've got to wait a few more years to get your hands on one of these guys. Port Innovation's breeding program on behalf of the custard apple industry, breeding these new varieties to bring them to Australia. So this is what a custard apple looks like in the centre. White, sweet, juicy flesh, and this is going to be a recipe for the future. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a little bit more of this papaya flesh out and we're going to serve it up in its natural bowl. So we're using the whole fruit. So I'm just going to put a couple of spoonfuls into the blender, and papaya is really rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, folate, and these are all immunity supporting vitamins. So then into the blender goes the custard apple flesh. And it was such an honour going up to sunny Queensland. In fact, it's where I grew up. The Atherton tablelands, where custard apples are grown, is actually where I was a kid, 4 years old. We had a rose farm and I just loved being out there in the countryside. Dad was on the tractor, we were in the shed running amok. So next I'm going to add some passion fruit, also grown in Queensland. Passion fruit is a really low kilojoule fruit. Who wouldn't want a taste of the tropics right now in the winter? Okay, I've also got a banana. Now, if you're not peeling the best, this is a great recipe for you because bananas boost your mood, they give you energy, and they just keep you vibrant and healthy. So I'm going to add half a banana in, and then I'll keep the other half for the topping. And my final ingredient is a couple of tablespoons of coconut yogurt. Okay, so that's blended. It's as easy as that. So a smoothie bowl is the way I love to serve my custard apples, but I did speak to Daniel Jackson up in sunny Queensland, and he told me about how he likes to serve them.
So the best way to eat a custard apple, or how we like to do it here on the farm, is just to grab one that's nice and soft, and you can put your finger straight through it, you pull it, tear it in half, and expose that beautiful white creamy flesh that we've been talking about. So once we've pulled it apart, you can just eat these beautiful fleshy segments. And you had a nice chunk of flesh, one little seed in it, and you get to enjoy that beautiful, sweet, juicy flavour.
So I'm going to pour this smoothie into my all-natural papaya bowl. Ooh, look at that, just a little bit fancy. This is the sort of thing you could make up on the weekend and have a few friends over. I reckon Daniel would be super proud of me. All that tropical fruit in there. So many vitamins and antioxidants. Okay, so I'm going to top this with some sliced banana. And this is the fun bit where you sort of get your chef hat on and you have a bit of a play. And of course you can use different toppings as well, whatever you've got at home. I've got some fresh blueberries. These are grown in Coffs Harbour, beautiful part of the world. We'll just scatter them on. And the nuts add a lovely crunch factor, as well as loads of minerals in there. And some toasted coconut flakes, just because we want a nice taste of the tropics. It's so lovely cooking in the market and using Australia's freshest produce grown in our own backyard. So we'll just be a little bit fancy with these leaves. And look at that, that's my tropical immunity supporting smoothie bowl. Now also, if you can't find custard apples at certain times of the year, you can always throw in flesh of one mango or some delicious summer stone fruit like plums, apricots, nectarines or peaches. They will go beautifully and also add all those immunity supporting nutrients. So I'm so glad I could use this special red custard apple today, and I wish Daniel was here to enjoy this smoothie bowl with me.